The carpet's made out of recycled fishnets.
Okay.
The paint is made out of recycled bamboo and tires. And there's also other sort of different textiles in here that are recycled and whatnot.
The Hyundai Kia people seem to just be kleptos, and they like stealing things.
Stealing trash.
Yeah, stealing trash, and so they've just made the excuse of putting it in their cars as like an environmental.
It's better to have it on a car than in the ocean.
That is okay. What about the old lady's wallpaper in the Nero? Was that going to go into the ocean?
Maybe.
Okay. This is supposed to be a budget car. It starts at $40,000, and you can't go like that.
What we're trying to say, what my colleague is trying to say, is the less power options, the better.
Yeah.
For instance, the shade, that does not need to be powered. The trunk does not need to be powered.
Hyundai, I'm trying to save you money and weight.
Yeah.
Less weight would get you better range, and less money would get you to a higher audience of people. We're trying to do better for you. Hey everybody, it's Charlie and Chris here with Daily Motor, and today we're driving a green car that Chris got dirty.
So it is green. Digital green, everyone. Charlie.
Digital green. Can't you tell how green this is? See that car driving by there? That's green. Or is that one black?
No, that one is green.
It is? Okay.
Yeah, no, they're both digital green.
What about digital makes the green dark? Why can't it, digital doesn't help me.
I think words like urban and digital are
it's like turbo.
Just kind of like working into this new vibe of future and technology.
Just spill buzzwords and then it'll sell cars.
Yes.
All right. Well, here is this very premium car in front of us here.
No, make that the last time that word comes out.
This is based on the Ioniq 5. It's essentially a Hyundai Ioniq 5 that is a sedan. It's made to be very slippery, very efficient. In fact, I think it's one of the most energy efficient cars on the market when you get it in rear-wheel drive form. Even though this is a bit strange looking in front, Chris and I both agree that we'd rather have strange than boring. That is always good.
It's a very soft, a lot of soft lines on this car. A lot of people were saying initially that it looked like a Volkswagen Beetle, but I don't think that they're correct.
Can I point something out?
Yeah.
If you live in a state like California,
ooh, God, that badge is bright,
and you're gonna have to put a front license plate on this, it's gonna have a big old gaping front buck tooth.
It is, and
right in the middle
of this. You put it right here. There's little holes right here.
Yep. It's gonna look very silly.
Yeah.
If you're a senator or representative for a state that requires front license plates, change that instead of all these abortion and gun laws and everything like that. Forget those.
Yeah, get rid of front license plates.
And speed limits. This car is pretty cool. We've driven it a bit. A lot of times we like to do these reviews where we haven't driven.
It has your favorite feature.
Does it?
Really?
A power opening trunk when it doesn't need to. This certainly won't break in 3 years or anything.
No, it's a decently big trunk. It's a little high.
Yeah, it's a decently big car. I think that's something that people don't really understand about this car versus something like a Tesla Model 3 or a Polestar 2.
It's 10 inches longer than a Polestar 2.
Yeah, that's significant.
10 inches is a lot.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, take my word for it. I like the dual spoiler setup here.
Yeah, kind of like a Merkur XR4 Ti.
I don't know if anyone who watches Daily Motor knows what that is.
Ford Sierra Cosworth.
Still think you've lost on them.
That's the only two forms. Rally driving?
Rally cross?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is interesting. There's a lot of interesting styling going on.
Yeah, 700 pixels on
did you count them?
Yes. That's
dedication to your craft.
Yeah,
really.
Thank you.
Yeah. You know what this makes me think of? First generation Mercedes-Benz CLS.
CLA or CLS?
CLS. I see what you mean by CLA as well, but the
CLS,
swooping.
no, you're right.
CLS, because CLS started it. CLA was just a cheaper CLS.
That's right. Yeah, very swooping.
And
let's show the legroom.
Yeah, it's copious amounts of legroom. I mean, really quite a bit.
Did you adjust this for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm 5'11".
Allegedly.
Allegedly. You always say I'm 5'10". Anyways, I've got plenty of legroom. The only thing is headroom, not the greatest. However, if you sit like a normal person who is going to be sitting back here like this, then you have plenty of headroom.
That sounds like the most media PR excuse, whatever. People don't actually sit upright in cars anymore.
Did you see the picture they showed?
They simply lean over and are on their phone.
Let me show you how they showed people were going to sit back here, because it was like this. They literally showed people sitting like this, with their legs facing towards the middle of the car.
Yeah.
Lounging.
I saw that photo and I wondered, how are you supposed to wear a seatbelt like that?
Like that, I would say.
Yeah. So that's how you're supposed to sit.
Yeah.
If I get in here with you, we're gonna
touch toes.
It's adorable.
Very intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there. Oh yeah, my head is a bit touching.
Yeah.
I don't love that. But yeah, copious amounts of knee room, and this is actually important because if you have young children who need to be in a rear-facing car seat,
Yeah.
a lot of space for that.
Yep. Yeah. There's a ton of room in this thing. A lot of these style cars, like you said, you look at it from the outside and you don't realize just how much room there is. Like, I mean, like take the new Honda Civic, for example.
Yeah.
Pretty similar amount of room in the back, and
This is quite a bit more room than a Civic. Did you mean Accord?
no, Civic. The Civic and the Elantra both have a ton of room in the back.
Okay,
I
not,
feel like
not this much.
I feel like it's about the same.
Let us know in the comments how
Charlie's
wrong Chris
thinks
is.
I'm wrong.
Yep. Before we release ourselves, rear vents, important. Rear ports, that's important.
See.
And a very nice, smooth, fake leather experience.
Yeah, what is this made out of? Bamboo? Or
Something like that. Fishnet stocking, something is
That's
made
the
out of.
carpet. The
That's
carpet's made out of recycled fishnets.
Okay.
The paint is made out of recycled bamboo and tires. And there's also other sort of different textiles in here that are recycled and
You know,
whatnot.
the Hyundai Kia people seem to just be kleptos, and they like stealing things.
Stealing
and
trash.
Yeah, stealing trash, and so they've just made the excuse of putting it in their cars as like an
Well,
environmental.
it's better to have it on a car than in the ocean.
That is okay. What about the old lady's wallpaper in the Nero? Was that going to go into the ocean?
Maybe.
Okay.
We don't know because it's in.
Because it's in
all of it is
all
in the,
old lady's wallpaper
in
from
the
the
Nero.
United Kingdom is now in the Kia Niro.
Yes. United Kingdom.
Well,
What is
isn't
it
that where
from?
it's from? I thought that's where they took it from.
Oh, maybe it is actually. Yeah.
You have a small trunk that can hold the Topher's name tag, as well as some
Pringles.
snacks.
I haven't looked in here yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of yummy stuff.
Milano cookies. Oh, Chris told me I could have all of this. So.
What a guy. It's gonna shake around when we
That's
vlog
okay.
this thing. But other than that, not really much stuff to put in there. You can maybe fit a very slim charger, but not too many. There we are.
That was violent.
Yes.
Are you driving first?
Yeah. If this weren't a first drive, then
Well,
we'd
we've both already driven.
we'd get
so.
passenger seat impressions first. Does it bother
is
you that the
neat.
carpet doesn't match the rest of the carpet?
What do you think about this?
The floor mats? Oh, that is kind of cool.
What about the carpet?
The floor mat doesn't match the carpet.
Carpet doesn't match the drapes.
Yeah. Isn't that like some boomer thing?
Yeah, it's some perverted thing.
Okay.
I don't mind actually, because there's enough dark elements in here that they don't stand out. Because like the dash is dark, the steering wheel's dark.
Did you realize how frustratingly difficult it is to change or set your heated seat controls?
Yes, you have to hit this.
And wait, and then do that. And in that time, you've had a crash.
Yeah. I just don't see why they don't go all in for physical controls. Because they obviously care, because they've got most of them here.
Sure.
A lot of brands do that, don't they?
Kind of this half.
Yeah, like the half and half thing.
Well,
Just commit.
the most comical thing to me is you see this that says tune.
Yeah.
You'd think, oh, this is a tuning selector, right? Well, it isn't.
What is it?
It, depending on what you're in, like if you're in map here, it zooms the map in and out. And if you're on the media screen with tracks on there, it just cycles through your tracks. You actually have to click it to choose a track. So it's not a conventional tuning knob. Big shame. Oh. Did you put the car in reverse at all?
Yes, I
Okay.
did. And
I thought
almost,
of you when I first drove.
Yeah, because it's backwards.
Trying to be useful here, some journalistic thoughts. This thing actually drives pretty nice. However, the steering wheel's too large. Did you notice that?
I don't know if it's too large or if the spokes are too high up.
Yeah, you're right. The spokes are very high.
I think that's what it
you're
is.
Driving like this.
Yeah, that's totally what it is.
Quite a bit of get up and
quick.
go.
Dude, it is quick. 360 horsepower, 446 pound-feet of torque, something like that. And it just, yeah, it's...
If Chris weren't on camera, he would say it blanks off.
Yeah, it does. It does blank off, for sure. Especially from a dig. The 0 to 30 is quite blank offy.
This one is all-wheel drive. There's also a rear-wheel drive model, and those are going to get you a little bit more range. This one's going to get you that all-wheel drive control that, as we know, many individuals seem to care about.
All-wheel drive. Yes.
But it will get you a little bit more power as well.
You would be an enthusiast of the SEL rear-wheel drive with 18-inch wheels.
That is
because it
100%
gets
the
you,
model I would get.
60 more miles.
Yeah, 380, I believe, is the big number.
I think it's 360.
Really? 361, is that it?
Because this is like 270 in this car, isn't it?
Yeah.
276 or something.
Chris airdropped me the specs, but I'm driving, so I'm not going to look them
I can get them out if you want me to read them off of my phone.
up. Yeah, I'll just put a big thing up here on the screen that says Chris is wrong if it's actually 380. And if it isn't, I'll just cut this whole section.
You're going to be so mad because it makes you do extra work.
Yeah, that's true.
This is a cute little town.
Yeah, I like Dexter. Did you notice that the pixels here change color?
Yeah, when they change when you're in reverse versus drive, and they change depending on what drive mode you're in.
Can you ambient light change them as well?
Probably.
Like if you adjust the ambient lighting here.
I didn't pay attention to that.
I like how these are in the center.
Do you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's like a Ford Bronco.
Yes.
I mean, you could take the doors off the Ioniq 6.
That would be cool.
Still have access to...
Theoretically, with enough work, you can take the doors
You wouldn't need, because all of these control the doors.
You can hear the low-speed sound that Hyundai Kias make. Way too loud for my taste. Did you notice in the Volvo S60 you hardly heard the low-speed sound at all?
Yeah.
It's just pleasant.
Maybe people in Sweden have better ears, or less selective hearing.
Yeah, or they're just not dumb.
Careful. I was most impressed with how quiet this car is at speed.
It is very quiet.
It's remarkably quiet.
Yes.
It's like Lexus RZ quiet.
You always reference that car, and no one has ever driven it, nor will they ever. It's a fake car.
Yes, but I've driven it. I've driven it, so yeah.
Yeah, this car is very quiet and rides pretty well too, even on these 20-inch wheels, which are too large for a sedan. Rode pretty well on some really broken pavement earlier today.
So, and these Pirelli tires that are on this car are specially made for EVs, so they have sound insulation in them. So that helps it ride a little quieter.
Why does this need to be powered? This is supposed to be a budget car. It starts at $40,000, and you can't go like that.
What we're trying to say, or what my colleague is trying to say, is the less power options, the better.
Yeah.
For instance, the shade, that does not need to be powered. The trunk does not need to be powered.
Hyundai, I'm trying to save you money and weight.
Yeah.
Less weight would get you better range, and less money would get you to a higher audience of people. We're trying to do better for you.
Though I will say, one electronic thing that's nice is a power passenger seat. But most importantly, power lumbar on the passenger seat, which you don't usually get in anything in this class.
That's true. You know what's not powered, though, that should be?
Oh, the steering column. Yeah, which you are not an enthusiast.
Which the base price is still under 50 grand, so fair enough. But maybe in the SE and SEL this isn't powered. That would be better.
You get a power steering column in the Genesis GV60, don't you?
Yeah, pretty sure.
Maybe not. So, if you want a car on this platform and you need a power adjust steering column, then you have to get the Genesis. Which means you have to spend $20,000 more.
We should point out that this car shares DNA with the Hyundai Ioniq 5, which is a crossover, and the Kia EV6, which is a crossover, and the the Genesis GV60, which is a crossover.
This is not a crossover.
No,
this is
very sedan-y. And you guys got to remember, combined EPA range figures are one thing. But if you want to put on big miles in an electric vehicle, you want as aerodynamic of a vehicle as possible, because as you get going to those higher speeds, the aerodynamics are going to be exponentially more impactful on your range. So yes, it might not look like this car's that much more efficient than an EV6 or Ioniq 5 in the combined cycle. But if you want to go out and do 75, 80 miles per hour in road trip, this car is going to be hugely more efficient, and I cannot wait to get it on our Daily Motor highway range test, because I think that's really going to show through the benefits of this slippery sedan profile. And couple that with the fact that you can have some of the best DC fast charging on the market. The Hyundai Kia products are some of the few EVs I would consider outside of a Tesla, just in terms of the charging convenience.
Yeah, and I talked quite a bit in my video with the Topher about my experience road tripping the Ioniq 5 and how smooth that went, and the ease of the charging. Granted, the EA chargers were working at their full potential that day.
Sure.
But, I mean, it would be even better in this car, because you can take it further.
Right. And the other cool thing is you can do things like navigate to Madison, Wisconsin.
Would you like guidance to this location?
Yes.
What made you think of Madison, Wisconsin?
Chicago wasn't far enough. That's the first thing that came to mind. And it should theoretically tell us where we would need to stop and charge along the way. The battery capacity may be insufficient to reach your destination. Would you like to stop at an EV charging station? Yes. And then now it's actually going to ping its servers and tell us how to get there with charging.
And it'll make sure that it's working?
No.
Oh. Okay, so that is a slight.
Yes.
I went to Meijer the other day, and only one of the charge point chargers was working, and it had a Mustang Mach-E parked at it.
Aren't there like 8 chargers there?
No, there's 2.
Oh, okay.
So 50% of them were broken, and the other 50% of them were taken.
By a slow charging Mustang.
Yes.
Look at how close this F-150 is to my rear bumper.
Throw it in reverse and see how close he is.
Sure, Hyundai'd appreciate it. Oh, like just to see the camera?
Yeah. No, he's not horribly close.
I can do this. And actually turn around and see.
Okay, no, he is actually pretty close. Look how big it looks.
Big, scary
It says-
F-150. All right, can't we just go around this person, or are we backed up all the way to the highway? I think we might be backed up all the way to the highway. This is hilarious.
You should try driving in third person. Just look at the screen here.
Oh, yeah, we could have just driven around this truck. Why didn't we do that? Anyway. Oh, it times out, so there's nothing.
So you can't drive in third person.
Right. No GTA for us.
Dang it. Oh. I mean, sorry, I was just clearing my throat.
There's no center. What do you call it? When there's a drive shaft hump in the back of this car, which means my camera bag is going to go flying across as I take this on ramp at 60 miles per hour.
You're gonna want to grab Sport.
Sport. Is that how they're saying it now?
Yeah.
Sport. Drive mode selector right here.
Those eco tires screaming there.
Send this Camaro to Applebee's.
He's looking at his phone. He didn't even see you.
Oh, let's get past this.
100 kilometers per hour.
Ah, I wouldn't know because this round steering wheel doesn't form with the square screen very well, and if you put the wheel all the way down, you can't see your speed. You didn't notice that while driving?
No.
Half of the screen is cut off by your wheel?
They need to be more like the C8 Corvette.
Yes.
Just put a square
steering wheels, yeah. All right, Hyundai is known for its excellent semi-autonomous driving modes. So if we go down to 75 here, I could simply have my hands off the steering wheel, allegedly, and this car would drive me to Chicago.
That's right. Well, this is just Forza gameplay right now. So.
That's right. That's where all the squealing and everything came from. Yeah, in fact,
we switched over to the simulator.
If we just go here, and then here, and then here, and then here.
Could you imagine? I understand this as a gimmick to like when you're accelerating, it adds to the experience. But why did the Hyundais and Kias drone? Like, I don't get it. Like in the BMWs, they only make the noise when you're accelerating, but the Kias and Hyundais make it all the time.
Well, it's letting me know that it's slowing me down a little bit here, so that it's speed up a bit.
It's not a bad noise. It's just like,
why do you want extra noise?
Why do you want it when you're cruising? Yeah.
Yeah. Don't manufacturers strive to make cars as quiet as possible?
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, this car is so quiet. It feels like wrong to have this on. But like I said, I get it for when you're accelerating. I don't know.
It would probably be quieter if I were in normal here, right? No. Okay.
No.
But yeah, even up here at 80 miles per hour, I mean, this thing is
it's
so quiet.
Yeah, it's whisper quiet.
You're going to give us a launcher.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that goes.
Falls off at about 45, but
sure.
Yeah, strong regen. We've got max iPedal on right now.
Yeah, it slows right down.
Slows right down.
Would that mean it blanks on after that? Because it blanks off to get going.
Yeah, true.
Does it blank back on?
So I'm curious to see how hard it hits from like 15, because when you do it at like 40, it doesn't hit super hard. Like it hits harder.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I like this car. I'm a big fan of this thing.
Yeah.
There's not too much I'd really complain about.
Does this bother you?
No.
Okay.
No, because the whole vibe of this interior is like eco-friendly things.
Do you think that's just a way for manufacturers to say cheap?
I was just gonna say 10, maybe.
How do you feel about this material?
I like the headliner. I do like it. Did you let the viewers know that these in other countries are cameras or are screens for the camera mirrors?
Viewers, in other countries, these are screens because there's no outside mirrors on the car. They're simply cameras.
Well, except on the car we're driving today, it has mirrors.
Right, in this country.
Yeah, in this country. Because I guess camera mirrors are illegal here.
Yes, just like
Oh, there's a person.
high beams that are the same bulb as the low beams, like the laser headlights, are not legal here. See, if you're a legislator or a senator, or that's the same thing, if you're a senator or a representative, quit trying to make laws about, I don't know, pollution or something like that, and start focusing on things that matter, like headlights and mirrors. Although I have to say, I don't know if I'd quite care for a camera outside
I
here.
don't think I would like it either. I like to just have a mirror.
Yeah, I'd rather give up a few miles of range and have a real mirror. Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said for driving a sedan around. I mean, even the Accord that we've had this week, it's like you kind of forget that, low center of gravity and everything. It sort of just adds to the experience.
Yeah.
And this isn't making you give up a lot of interior space or anything. There's plenty of room in this cabin. Chris and I are not bumping elbows. It's a lot to like about this car.
Indeed.
Starting at about $40,000, you're not eligible for any sort of federal tax credit with this one because it is built in Korea. Yep, so you do have to factor that into your purchasing decisions.
Comes over on an enormous boat. Probably. Yeah,
Yes.
it'd have to come over on a boat.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Do they
a small
transport
one.
cars in any other way? They do some cars by plane, but only if they're like 10 cars
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, or military vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it comes over on a boat. In fact, I don't know if you heard, but during the presentation today, one of the presenters said, like, I think they're on the water right now.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like rear-wheel drive cars.
Yep. I will point out the fan on the lowest speed is too loud.
Yes. This is setting 1.
Yeah. So if you want a vehicle with a very quiet HVAC fan, don't buy the Hyundai Ioniq 6. Yeah, these are not auto, which for $57,000 probably should be.
Yeah.
It's good. You like that, don't you?
Polite.
Yeah. Here it is. Hyundai Ioniq 6. I've been looking forward to this car for quite a while, and I'd have to say that I would probably consider having one. So thank you all so much for watching. If you do want to see more on the Ioniq 6, we shot a little bit of a sound test, and we'll have it back at DMHQ for more testing here at some point. Any final thoughts, Chris?
Digital green.
Yeah, digital green, or black, as I like to call it. I think it looks a little bit like a Cheshire cat in the front. And that's going to wrap it up for us. So we are, do you think this is a Paris and Nicole car, or more of a Chris and Charlie car?
It's a Chris and Charlie.
Okay. We are Chris and Charlie with Daily Motor, and as always, Pixels on.